All right, Josh, we're here. It's almost the end of May. Still a lot of baseball left, right? I know that the pitching has been phenomenal, but from an offensive standpoint, it's not what you guys expect of yourselves. What's your assessment of how things have gone so far offensively?
No secret, we've struggled in all facets of the offense, basically. And when people are clicking, we're not clicking together. So it's frustrating. But if you want to find a positive out of all of it, we're sitting here 2 games under 500, and we've been the worst offense we've been in years. So that is like, okay, well, if we want to try to change the narrative a little bit, like we've struggled so much. The pitching staff has kept us in every game. We're a week and a half away from a nice win streak of leading the division.
In basketball, if a group is struggling to score, maybe it's an individual player, you can drop plays to get that guy going. In the NFL, you can call a game based on whatever you're trying to accomplish. Baseball's, you can't do that, right? Like, you can only control what you do in the box as much as you want to help out your 8 teammates when you're going well, or how they would want to help out you when you're not going well, whatever. How do you deal with that? I mean, I know that's just a part of the game, but how do you do everything you can to help this offense, knowing that there's really only so much you can do?
Huh. I feel like that's a loaded question. Like, you can do everything you can. But the big thing is just communication, talk about the pitchers, talk about what you're seeing, talk about what it feels like, and just get that dialogue going. I truly believe hitting is contagious. And I feel like if you have momentum as a hitter in the moment, and you pass on some knowledge that you receive or you see in the box to the next guy, I feel like it can only help. That's something huge. That's what Booney talks about a lot, is talking to you guys, watching the game, seeing how they're pitching. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, the way they're going to attack you is pretty similar. And if they're throwing a lot of get-me-over curveballs, it's like, oh, well, maybe they're going to throw me one. Or let's say a guy, his third pitch is a slider or something, and he comes out just throwing a ton of them. And it's like you're watching the game, paying attention, having dialogue, and kind of adjusting your plan based on what you're seeing, because that's the whole part of it.
So when you're at Texas Tech, I'm sure you guys had some of the technological resources available, but it's not like it is here.
It was very simple.
Okay, so
Tadlock kept it very simple for us.
And you get in the dugout, and you have an at bat, you talk. You got all sorts of toys, right? And it's not a bad thing, but I think everyone tries to figure out what works for them. But do you feel like at times that just human-to-human conversation that can help gets lost because there is all this other stuff available, all this information, even in-game, that is available to you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to facilitate information, and it feels like every day they come up with something new to talk about, or some random stat that just, it is what it is. And a lot of that is results. Like, at the end of the day, if you go in there, you take a good swing and do everything you can, you hit the ball hard, they can catch it, and you can get lost in those results so quickly. But yeah, after an at-bat, everybody wants to try and figure out why something didn't work, I think. And that's the biggest, especially when you're struggling as an offense, that's like the biggest thing that you have to avoid. Like, you can't try to get so wound up in results or looking at the iPad and trying to find something. Because you can, if you really want to find something, you can make up something and be like, oh, my back elbow's not doing X, Y, Z. And it's like, oh, you can make that up quick. And your eyes will see whatever you want to see. But yeah, it's just simplifying as much as we can. And I know that it sucks to say that, it's so cliche, but it's so true. Like, just get back to the game, just playing the game and not getting so wrapped up in all the other stuff. And it's so hard. It is so hard, because you want to feel like you're prepared, and you want to, try to find an advantage through the metrics. But if it's not working, try to simplify, and then maybe you can go back to it later.
Statistically speaking, I mean, you've gone off to a nice start this year. Maybe not checking every box you want to check, but I mean, you've been a really good offensive player so far this year.
Yeah, I feel like my preparation right now is better than it ever has been. It's just part of my daily routine, and I honestly feel like my routine on the road is way more dialed than it is at home, which is just crazy to me. But yeah, I feel like I'm preparing well. I'm going into the game with a game plan, and I'm trying to stick to it. And I'm watching the game, trying to make adjustments based on how they're pitching me, or kind of whatever's going on in the game. And Booney does a great job of talking to me. And let's say I've had two bad bats in a row, or didn't get results, or whatever it is, he'll like come up, pat me on the back, and say, hey, you got 2 more. And those are the only ones that matter. It's like you gain information and knowledge through those first couple at bats or through the first pitches you see, and then you take that out of the next one and you just kind of grind it out.
And I've been told by a few of your coaches on the offensive side, no one is more prepared than you. You come into these hitters meetings and you already have your own ideas, right? Some guys wait, they receive the information, then they figure it out. But you come in kind of with your own idea and then want to bounce it off of the information that they're ready to provide you. What is your routine that allows you to be prepared and figure out kind of what works for you from a preparation standpoint?
Loaded question. I mean, there's a lot of parts to it, but it's really simple, if that even makes sense.
It's kind of like hitting. That's what we were talking about earlier, right? There's a lot to it, but just simplify it.
Yeah. So that's where I say like my routine on the road is more dialed in at home. So like if we're on the road, day 1 of the series is when I look at their whole bullpen. I watch video. I want to have a memory bank of these pitchers as I go in through the day.
Can I ask you, does he send it to you because that's your routine and he knows you want it right away, or does he send it to everyone and that's just you dive in right away?
He sends it to me first, and then eventually it will go out to the team.
But you like it early, get it right away.
Yeah, I asked for it early, and I think that's why the team kind of gets it now. Because at first we didn't get these reports sent to us, but now we do. But yeah, as soon as the game's over, I want it. It's like we're on the plane or something. I'll just look through it. Not really deep diving, but just kind of getting, like, it's for me, it's another thing. It's just like, move on. Like, that series, good, bad, and different, like, move on. We've got 3 more, 4 more against this team. But yeah, I'll wake up, I'll go to a coffee shop, or I'll get breakfast, go to a coffee shop, sit down, go through their pitchers, use a couple of the resources we have to kind of look at their pitches, what they look like, watch video, etc. And I'll come up with my own game plan of how I'm going to attack them. So I'll write my own report for each bullpen guy, and then every day I go over the starter. So I'll go over like day 1, I'll go over the starter, I'll go over the whole bullpen, and then I write my own little note card, basically like my little cheat sheet. So I have like a piece of paper with like my approach for each bullpen guy, and then I have a little note card that's in my pocket. So like if there's a pitch and change on my deck or something, it's just like cheat sheet, quick thing.
How long have you been doing that? Like
this year.
This is the first year you've been doing that. What led you down that path?
One of Derek Jeter's quotes in the Captain documentary was, my biggest fear is being unprepared. And I just wanted to take it into my own hands. So at the end of the day, if I fail, it's on me, because whatever. I don't ever want to be able to point the finger. And that's where it came from.
I know that in the grand scheme of things, like you said, you can't control the end result. Wyatt gets intentionally walked in front of you. I know that you're an all-star third baseman. People intentionally walk you to maybe get to someone else, but to then have John Schneider decide, well, I'm going to walk Wyatt to get to you, that fire you up at all, or do you have to totally separate that?
You'd light a fire under your butt. I took it personal. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to show you then. I mean, I haven't, to this point, I was 0 for 7 to that point in the series. I'd been chasing a little bit. I hadn't had the best at bats. And Wyatt had smoked a ball early in the game. He took a very healthy hack his second at bat and hit a ball 1,000 feet straight up in the air. And he had solid at bats. So I understood it. You want to get the force in play, all the things, right? But yeah, when it happened in the moment, I kind of had a feeling it was going to happen, because I look over at their dugout and the manager stands up on the top rail and they're talking, and I was like, it's about to walk him. It's my turn to face Chad here, or Chad Green here. So I had a feeling it was coming. But yeah, I was like, all right, well, it's my turn to show you that you don't do that. And that's just kind of the mentality you have to have in that moment to get into the box, because I'm not gonna always come up with that big hit, right? Like, that's baseball, but thankfully in that moment I did.
And yeah, you got the hit, gave the team 1-0 lead, go on to win 2-0. You're a pretty even keel guy. If it's me at first after that, I am staring in that dugout. Like, there's a reason I'm not on the field. But if I was, like, if this was like some wiffle ball event or something, and did you look at all in the dugout, or did you just, okay, you keep it all inside?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for me was just win the at-bat. That's all it really was, just win the at-bat. Any way I can. And I ended up getting to a 3-2 count, and I ended up chasing the slider down, but I hit it in the center. It was just win the at-bat. I didn't care about all that other stuff. I mean, when it happened initially, when I saw the 4 fingers, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to show you then. But for me, I have to recollect myself, and I can't let myself get, like, too emotional is probably the wrong word, but, like, super emotional in the box, because that's when, I don't know, the adrenaline gets too high. But I was just trying to breathe through the moment, and I came through in that one.
Last question, though. I know you love collecting stuff, cards, superhero type gizmos and gadgets. What's the coolest thing you've gotten recently?
At the gala, Corey bought the Captain America Chris Evans signed shield for me. That was pretty cool. Some of my favorite stuff is the last couple of years, and I think it's Bowman's Best. They've had like anime cards. I think they're so cool, and I've just been trying to collect those. I think there was 20 last year, and there's 30 this year. So I just try to collect those. I think they're so sick.
Like anime versions of you guys, or like the anime characters?
No, it's anime versions of baseball players.
Is there a Josh Jung version?
No. Eventually, maybe.
Okay.
But it's like Ohtani. It's like the big names in the game, like Ohtani, Judge, Trout, De La Cruz, Yamamoto, Sasaki, and then this year there's like Ichiro, Hideki Matsui, Pujols. I think they're so sick. They're so cool.
Okay. One day we'll get the Josh Jung version.
That would be awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.